Good morning everyone. Guess where I am today? Well, today I'm at London Victoria Station, and here's a Class 465 networker unit leaving Victoria, running out of service back to Slade Green. But these Class 465 networker units, these were built in the early 90s for use on the commuter services from London to the southeast London suburbs. So that's 465160 there, about to pass underneath Elizabeth Bridge. Was it Eccleston Bridge? It's Eccleston Bridge. So that's London Victoria looking south, but the real reason why I'm here is we've got this fine train, not that networker there, but this fine looking train here, which is the Belmond British Pullman train, which is headed by Class 67021. This famous Pullman movie. There's the Pullman coat of arms. So this excursion train is made up of the British Pullman cars, on its way from London Victoria out to Dover Priory. So we've got this Mark II brake second here. But the real icing on the cake are these lovely Pullman cars, dating from the 1920s through to the early 50s. So this one here, this car is called Xena, and she was built in 1927. So this Pullman car here is called Xena, and she was built in 1927. And this one was one of the many carriages which were built by the Pullman Car Company. Next carriage along we have Gwen, which used to be one of the Brighton Bell cars. So there's Gwen in all her finery. So this is Gwen, and she was one of the Brighton Bell Pullman carriages which were built in 1932. Now the Brighton Bell Pullman carriages differ slightly from the rest of the Pullman carriages because the body tapers out slightly. So this is Gwen, one of three of the ex-Brighton Bell Pullman carriages which form the British Pullman service, or set. Now we go back to another 1920s Pullman car. This one is Ione, or Ione. So that's Ione there in all her finery. Next carriage along we have another one of the Pullman carriages, dating from the late 1920s. And this one is called Minerva. I forgot her name there, Minerva. So that one was built in the late 1920s, and the way you can tell these apart is you've got the large windows that go all the way down. On the other cars which date from the early 50s like this one, the windows are slightly shallower. So this one is Perseus. This one is Perseus, and this one was one of the many Pullman carriages which were used on the Golden Arrow boat train up until 1972.
The next train to depart on platform 2.
This car here, this one is the 1920s Pullman car. This one's called Ibis, or Ibis. That's her name there, Ibis. And lo and behold, we come to another Brighton Bell Pullman car. This one's the next Brighton Bell Pullman car. Now this fine young lady here, this one's called Audrey. So this is the other ex-Brighton Bell carriage.
Platform 2 will be the 11:03 charter service.
The other carriage we've got here, this one's from the early 1950s. This one is called Cygnus. I love these early 50s Pullman carriages because they've got these dainty little windows on them, and they look so cute. And on here we've got the Mark I generator carriage. There's one of the stewards on his way onto the train. So this is baggage car number 11, going all American now. And then the other car information we have is this Mark I generator carriage. This one is car number 6313. And then finally, at the buffer stops, we have the other Class 67 that brought the train in. So this is 67006, one of the two Class 67s which are actually dedicated to hauling the Royal Train. And as such, it's called Royal Sovereign. If you look on the side of this locomotive, it's actually got the royal side of the late Queen Elizabeth II. So there we are, it says by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen, Royal Train Operator, DB Cargo UK, Doncaster. So this is officially one of the Class 67s, one of the two Class 67s that is dedicated to hauling the Royal Train. And what a lovely locomotive it is. It's looking a bit grubby because it's been out and about, but usually this Class 67 is one of the two, 67005 and 67006, which haul the Royal Train around the country. So this service is leaving at 11:05. Let's get a shot of the two trains here side by side. So we've got Class 67 on the left and the Class 465 EMU, 465152 on the right. So that's probably going to somewhere like Sevenoaks or Orpington, somewhere out in the leafy suburbs of Kent by the South London suburbs. So yeah, this is 67006 in all its majesty. It's also painted in the Royal Train claret livery. Showing us a look at the crest. It's here. We've got the Royal crest of the late Queen Elizabeth II. The former Royal cipher of the late Queen Elizabeth II. And she is getting ready to roll. So this is the southeastern part of London Victoria, so this is the Kent part, where you've got these beautiful buildings which house platforms 1 to 7. We've got other view of the Mark I brake van. So what we'll do, we'll just go to the other end of the train, back towards the front, and then hopefully we shall get it leaving. These two Mark I carriages, the Mark I carriages which were built by British Rail for use on passenger trains, and they were built between 1951 and 1963, so they are quite iconic carriages in their own right. But I think to me the stars of the show have to be the Pullman carriages, because they are absolutely superb carriages. So we'll walk back towards the front of the train again. So here we have Cygnus, Pullman car Cygnus, built in 1952. And then we have former Brighton Bell Pullman car Audrey, which was built in 1932. Next carriage in the system, we have Pullman car Ibis, or Ibis, built in 1927. If you look on the doorstep plates, you can actually see the manufacturer's company, the company name. So the Pullman Car Company Limited, built at the Midland Railway Carriage and Wagon Company. On this one, Pullman Car Company Limited, built by the Birmingham Railway Carriage and Wagon Company Limited, or BRCW for short. So this is Perseus. So she was built in 1951. Got Class 375 coming in. And next carriage along is Minerva, built in 1927. Stewards there talking amongst themselves. This one is Ione, or Ione, or Ione. So she was built in 1927. And then we've got the other Brighton Bell carriage, which is this one. This is Gwen, which is the kitchen car. And we've got some commuters coming in now, so we've got to brace ourselves for the onslaught of the Angry of Sevenoaks Brigade. Next carriage along, this one is Xena. So this is Xena, built in the late 20s, 1928 I believe. We've got the Mark II carriage, Mark II support coach, which houses all the train crew. So this one is car number 9502. And of course we have the Class 67 locomotive at the front of the train, which is 67024. There we go, iconic name there, look, Belmond British Pullman. A Belmond train, 67021 rather. So there's two Class 67s, 67021 and 67024, and they're both painted in this Pullman livery. There you go, let's just zoom it in a bit. That looks nice, doesn't it? Superb little train. And on the right, just zoom in a bit, we've got 375611. That's just come in on the suburban service. Got another Class 465 crawling its way in. So this is the Dover side platforms of London Victoria Station. And then the Dover platforms, they're numbered from platform 1 to platform 8. And then you've got the Brighton side station, which is where those southern units are. They are numbered from platforms 9 to platforms 19. So there's 19 platforms at Victoria Station altogether. But my main reason of interest today was to record this Belmond British Pullman working along with 67021 at the helm. So this is shortly about to leave at just after 11 o'clock on its charter service to Dover. So it's going to be travelling along the Kent main line, through the southeastern London suburbs, out towards Kent, down to Sevenoaks, through Tonbridge, and then onto the main line through Folkestone West, Folkestone Central, and then into Dover Priory. So what I shall do, I may post another vlog in a little while, but this is the general view of London Victoria Station, looking north in towards central London. Just get these two trains together. You've got 67021 and you've got that Class 375 611 that's just arrived about 5 minutes ago. So this is platform 1 and this is platform 2. Oh, we've got another Class 375 leaving. So that Class 365, that's heading off, probably going to somewhere like Dover or Faversham or Ramsgate. Oh, it's only a full car. Oh, it's going to Ashford. There it is. Going underneath Eccleston Bridge. And very shortly it's going to be climbing over the River Thames on Grosvenor Railway Bridge. Anyway, I think I shall pause the video there, and if I don't see you before, I shall make another vlog at some point in the future, and I shall say ta for the like.